Hello Omega-verse fans, this is part 2 of ABO Desire Preview Explained.
听说沈总前阵子在 X Hotel 碰到了一个很有缘的 Omega。
什么很有缘的 Omega？ 能别说的这么恶心吗？
怎么，我说错了？
花秘书，是有个 Omega 突然发热，沈总那是无心之事。
哦，无心之事啊。高秘书，还是你懂他。二郎，说真的，你是不是暗恋高秘书？
放屁！地震把你脑子震坏了吧？
没有吗？我看你暗恋的还挺明显的呀。
怎么可能？
I explained to you the preview of ABO Desire Episode 11, and this one looks intense, emotional, and very dramatic. In this preview, we see the continuation of what happened after the banquet and the shocking earthquake incident. The focus now shifts to Huayong, who ends up hospitalized. What makes this moment even more dramatic is not just Huayong's condition, but the people who come to visit him and the secrets that begin to spill in that hospital room. So let's break it down and explain exactly what is happening in this preview and what it means for the story moving forward. The preview starts with Huayong lying in the hospital bed after being injured. But instead of his lover Sheng Xiaoyu coming to visit him, it's Shen Wenlang who shows up, accompanied by his secretary, Gao Tu. This alone tells us a lot. Xiaoyu, who has been deeply hurt and furious after discovering Huayong's lies about pretending to be an Omega, cannot bring himself to see him. Xiaoyu feels betrayed because Huayong played with his trust and emotions, and in his anger, he decides to cut all ties with him. That leaves Wenlang, who, despite everything, still pays a visit to Huayong in the hospital. Now, here is where the real tension begins. When Wenlang and Gao Tu arrive, Huayong doesn't just stay quiet or act weak like a patient. Instead, he starts teasing Wenlang, bringing up the scandalous events of the banquet night. He specifically mentions the fact that Wenlang ended up at the X Hotel with a strong-scented Omega. Huayong is sharp, he already knows exactly who that Omega is, and he uses that knowledge to push Wenlang's buttons. Wenlang, however, doesn't catch the deeper meaning right away. Instead, he reacts with pure disgust, calling that Omega filthy and insisting that Huayong should never bring up such a shameful incident again. The camera in the preview then cuts to Gao Tu, standing silently beside Wenlang. And here's where the layers of drama really hit. Gao Tu's face shows shock and nervousness, because the truth is, it was him. He is that Omega who Wenlang slept with at the hotel. Wenlang, however, is completely unaware of this. Gao Tu, trying to defend the situation without revealing himself, nervously explains to Wenlang and Huayong that sometimes Omegas suddenly go into heat, and in such cases, alphas can't control their instincts. He frames it as if Wenlang was simply caught in that uncontrollable moment, without realizing that Wenlang doesn't know the Omega in question was his own secretary. Huayong then turns his teasing directly toward Gao Tu. With that sly smirk, Huayong makes it clear that he knows Gao Tu is the Omega from that night, and he hints at it by asking why Gao Tu always protects Wenlang, always sides with him, and never lets him be judged too harshly. Huayong cleverly connects the dots, almost exposing Gao Tu's secret right in front of Wenlang. Gao Tu is sweating, visibly uncomfortable, because Huayong is basically playing a dangerous game of truth and lies, while Wenlang remains completely oblivious. The tension climbs higher when Huayong pushes further, teasing Wenlang about whether he ever had a crush on his loyal secretary. It's a bold question, and Wenlang doesn't give a clear answer. Instead, he brushes it off with sarcasm, suggesting that Huayong must have hit his head during the earthquake to say something so ridiculous. This denial only adds more confusion, because while Wenlang dismisses it, Gao Tu becomes even more uneasy, knowing that Huayong's teasing is dangerously close to the truth. The preview makes it very clear that Wenlang doesn't yet realize the hints Huayong is throwing at him. He doesn't see Gao Tu's nervous reactions, and he doesn't suspect that the so-called filthy Omega he insulted is standing right beside him. Gao Tu, on the other hand, wants nothing more than to escape the room before his secret is fully exposed. His nervous body language shows that he feels cornered, stuck between keeping quiet to protect himself and Wenlang, and fearing that Huayong will reveal everything. So, what does this preview tell us about episode 11 as a whole? It tells us that this episode will be full of confrontations and secrets inching closer to the surface. Xiaoyu's absence in the hospital sets the stage for Wenlang and Gao Tu's dynamic to take the spotlight. Huayong, even while injured, uses his sharp tongue and knowledge to stir chaos, hinting at truths that the characters are not ready to face. Wenlang continues to stay in the dark, still blind to the possibility that his trusted secretary is hiding such a massive secret. Gao Tu is struggling under pressure, and Huayong is the one pulling the strings, testing both Wenlang's awareness and Gao Tu's ability to keep things hidden. This preview is preparing us for a dramatic episode where the emotional stakes grow higher. It shows us the cracks forming in Wenlang's perception, even if he hasn't fully realized them yet. It also puts Gao Tu in a difficult position where his secret cannot stay hidden forever. And with Huayong adding fuel to the fire, it's only a matter of time before everything comes out. Episode 11 looks to be about secrets, lies, and the growing tension between the main characters. The hospital setting becomes the perfect stage for Huayong's manipulations, Gao Tu's nervous truth, and Wenlang's blind spot. This preview makes it clear that things are building toward an explosive reveal that could change the dynamics between them forever.